A German newspaper published a report indicating that German Finance Minister Wolfgang Schäuble has called for a 5-year exit from the Eurozone for Greece if the country doesn't improve its bailout proposals at Brussels talks Sunday. The news comes after a 9-hour Eurozone finance ministers meeting 1 week after Greek voters rejected the terms of a bailout in a referendum. Greek lawmakers voted to back Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras' new bailout plan Saturday, which stipulates economic reforms in exchange for a new 3-year, $60 billion bailout package. Among the measures in the proposal include the privatization of regional airports and seaports, raising the retirement age to 67 by 2022, as well as cutting military spending over the next 2 years and raising corporate tax to 28%.
After giving Mass for almost 1 million people in Cacupe, the most important religious location in Paraguay, on Saturday, Pope Francis held a meeting with several representatives of grassroots organizations in the second day of his visit to Paraguay. His speech was especially focused on the youth, as he encouraged them to involve in the struggle for their ideas.
Brotherhood, justice, dignity, and peace are concrete things, or otherwise they do not exist. They are built day after day.
The Pope answered questions by members of social movements. Many of them, as well as the youth, find themselves represented in the new discourse that Jorge Bergoglio brought to the Catholic Church.
To me, the Pope is changing the Catholic Church, and he is bringing a better church for all, uniting religious people from all religions.
The Pope also visited the local cathedral in Asunción, where he was received by thousands. For many of his followers, his Jesuitic origins and his Latin American roots are the keys to understand his particular views about Christianity.
The Pope is right about what he says, because he brings for us the discourse we need about a better Latin America and a better world, where the youth can fight for social issues, for just causes and not pettiness.
The Pope also stated that economic development cannot be achieved at the cost of creating second or third class individuals, and that wealth must be created with the purpose of bringing benefits to all and not just to a few. Laureano Ponce, Telesur, Asunción, Paraguay.
Former Cuban President Fidel Castro made his second public appearance in less than a week, state media reported Saturday. Photos and video released show the iconic revolutionary during a meeting Thursday with military chiefs and civil servants, speaking about climate change and the relationship of water scarcity and international conflicts to commodity prices. Since retiring from public office, the former leader regularly contributes opinion pieces on world issues, though public appearances are rare. The 88-year-old also appeared in public earlier in July, meeting with Cuban cheese experts.
For 7 weeks in a row, thousands of Hondurans have taken to the streets in what is being called the March of the Torches, organized by the outrage movement or Indignados. Each week the protests demanding the creation of an international anti-impunity commission known as CICI are bigger.
The simple fact that people are in the streets demanding an anti-corruption commission is a victory. If we include the other things, we can see that the government has been put under pressure by the population. They've put forward proposals that don't meet the demands being made. You can see that the government's will is breaking.
Every week, more than 20 demonstrations are reported all around Honduras. Protesters march through the cities at night, something that fear of crime prevented for many years.
We have had many victories, one being that the president had to accept his inability to deal with this conflict and got him to call on the United Nations for help. After these victories, among others we've had, is we united the people of Honduras. Here you can see private companies, teachers, political party members, the middle class, and independent people. We are uniting Honduras.
We are still outraged. We will keep on going, and we are not going to stop until all of Honduras is in the streets.
The Honduran protesters, after a month in the street, have gained the international attention and have joined all the sectors in society in the fight against corruption and impunity. But another victory is that they have gained back the streets that they have lost for several years due to insecurity. Gerardo Torres, Telesur, Central America.
Mexican security officials confirmed cartel boss Joaquin Guzman escaped a Mexican jail Saturday. Commonly known by his nickname El Chapo, the The former head of the notorious Sinaloa cartel was last observed in a video surveillance footage headed to the shower area in the Federal Social Readaptation Center near the city of Toluca. Officials did not specify how Guzman escaped. This is the second jail escape for Guzman, who was previously arrested in 1993 but bribed guards to escape in 2001. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry arrived in Vienna Sunday for what negotiators are speculating might be a decisive day in negotiations with Iran over its nuclear program. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi are also expected to arrive in the Austrian capital Sunday for the latest round of talks with a so-called P5+1 group and Iran, after they extended the original June 30th deadline for a definitive agreement. Around 250 workers from garment, candy, and furniture factories in Myanmar gathered Sunday to demand a higher minimum wage than that proposed by the government. Protesters near the Hlang Thar Yar industrial zone support a proposal from the National Minimum Wage Committee to raise the new daily minimum wage from $2.65 to $3.18. Palestinian Islamic Jihad leader Qadr Adnan was released by Israel Sunday after Adnan agreed to end a 56-day hunger strike last month. Adnan, who began his strike to protest against Israeli detentions without trial, was greeted by dozens of cheering relatives and supporters in the West Bank city of Jenin. The 37-year-old father of 6 had been hospitalized in critical condition as a result of rejecting food since May 4th. Israel maintains a policy of so-called administrative detention, but has not been able to introduce legislation to permit prisoners to be force-fed due to protests from the country's National Doctors Union. Real Madrid captain and World Cup 2010 star Iker Casillas met with reporters to confirm his move to Portuguese side Porto after 16 years at Real. The famed goalkeeper read a short statement and did not take questions from journalists during an emotional scrum. The 34-year-old made his debut with the Spanish Giants at the age of 18 in September 1999, going on to win 3 European Cups, 5 La Liga titles, 2 Kings Cups, and 1 Club World Cup. His 725 appearances put Casillas only second to former striker Raúl in the all-time record for Real Madrid appearances.
Seguiré gritando a la Madrid.
This is Documentary. Watch it on telesur.net/English. Telesur, wherever the news, you'll be there.